Hello, welcome back. This is Thonan from the Reddit forums here on the Daily Grind for DC Legends. We are starting right at the server reset, and we're just going to pick up our daily reward, and I'm going to give you a quick insight on how I actually farm the monthly events. Now, first, let's pick up extra energy. I bought energy with the Alliance shop here, if you can see it, before the reset with a full energy bar. So I have extra energy waiting for me, and I'm going to pick up, since it's on a Friday, I'm going to pick up some extra rings, and I always do this using Speed Force so as to speed things up like this. And it's somewhat laggy. It always is on event days. Some of the whales must already be pretty far into the actual event. I'm not going to use a perfect team for the first nodes, and I'm going to do this on several videos. The first one is going to be exclusively the first 4 nodes. Fearsome Powers event, the new Krypton. Possible rewards, okay, alright. So what I usually do when there is a monthly event and it's the first day of the event, since it's going to be loading all of the stages, I don't buy extra energy and I don't cash in my normal mission rewards, the extra 25 energy from picking essence from the Void Collector and the live event, until I have already expended my stored energy. So we are going to start. I didn't even check what the actual restricted list is, but ideally you are going to use the previous month characters. I didn't get Beast Boy, but my Donna Troy is not very well developed, so I'm going to actually start with a team that I think will be able to go pretty far into the event, and that's Lex Luthor, Cheetah, who else I had? Siren, and I was going to go with John Constantine, but he is gear 11, so I'm saving the high gear tunes that I have for this event for the last nodes, and I think this is pretty overpowered right now. Sapphire and Siren are gear 10, Luthor and Cheetah are gear 9 in high legendary. So I don't think this is actually representative. So what should I do? I know. I'm going to go with a slightly less perfect team with a Deadshot lead and a Doomsday and this. And since I'm going to be needing a healer, I'm going to go with Enchantress for the first few nodes to see how it goes. And for the second part of the run, I'm going to be using a more overpowered theme than this, but this should suffice. You see, when you have played a long time, you already have options for building a team. The, the reasoning behind this one is that I can force a taunt on Doomsday, and after his rework, he is able to counterattack from the taunt, and the Ivy taunt lasts 2 turns. Constantine also has an option. You could start with Constantine lead. Alright, like I forgot about this. Like the Grundy event, I'm not going to be talking during the story vignettes, so you can actually read what they say, just in case that you are not able to play this on the first day, or that you don't have a way to actually finish the event. So I'm not going to be talking until it's playtime. All right. The first few notes are doable even if you are Gear 2, because you will only be facing a single wave of enemies, so this is going to go real fast. And for example, with Doom, I could start with his basic, but I can also do this and start buffing him up. And then do this, put a taunt on him, and I'm going to overheal him to give him a lot more survivability. And you see, with all the extra buffs, I can already access his Devastator, and that's gonna be it. This is one way, this is not the only way to do this, and I'm not certain that it will work versus the bosses. But for now, I'm going to stick with this. They are all at least Gear 6, so they should last until the 5th boss node. But I'm going to stick with this team for the first 4. And now we are cooking with gas. Oh, fairly fast. And that's the thing. So red on red when in doubt. Let's charge up. You see, the first few nodes you shouldn't worry about even if you're a new player. I'm going to be doing this also for the newbie account that I started the other day. Just to show you how far can you get on just Gear 4 and low rank characters, and very limited. I only have like five restricted characters, but it should be doable. Anyways, here we go. It's 1 red and 2 greens, so this setup, it's okay for this. Enchantress at high gear hits very hard with her basic. Well, for a healer, anyways. And red on red. Oh wow! Wow, Zod is very fast, and and my team is also very slow. So see, he hit Poison Ivy, and I took the upgrade for her passive, so now he has Blitz on. So he's more likely to die an early death through the Blitz, and that's one of the Blitz team members that I wanted to build. but I didn't have time. And like that, I can already unlock Zod, but I'm not going to until the later part of the event. Well, I'm going to unlock him, but I'm not going to bring him into the fray. That's a nice uniform. And the story makes me think that this is happening around the same time of the Superboy event, because Superman speaks about Power Girl babysitting Superboy. So this kind of confirms my theory that all of these events are happening on the same night. You're just seeing different teams taking care of different scenarios. Yeah, this is not going to get hard until boss node 5 or 6. I think this team can actually get pretty far, because at least Doomsday is going to be able to ramp up pretty easily, pretty far. And like that. Now see, I have the basic upgrade on Deadshot, so if he kills anybody, he immediately gets another turn. So he can get his sniper rifle back pretty easily. But what I'm seeing is a lot of green enemies, so maybe a blue heavy team is actually more viable. Let's see. Red and green enemies, and I didn't bring any blue. This like this. And like that. Deadshot gets invisibility if he kills another character with his sniper rifle and gets an extra turn with his basic. So now one of the very few ways to actually deal with him is using Red Robin or Batman Greatest Detective. Red and green. I should bring in more blues later. Ooh, nasty. Get more and more. These first notes aren't representative of difficulty, so you shouldn't be scared of trying them up. If you have your characters at gear 5, 6 or above, you can actually get pretty far into these events. I want to see more Zod in action. Okay, that's one super int down. But I want to see Brainiac. I want to see Brainiac in action too. So this is mostly going to be a placeholder for your Deadshot if you're a new player, because you will be able to get him to high legendary faster, obviously, than Deadshot. That's 2 boss nodes, and we are still doing this pretty easily. When in doubt, use same color on same color to guarantee neutral affinity. Green on green, red on red, blue on blue. But when you can, bring your strong against the weak. Like this, red on red, and he gets another turn. I might be able to get 2 kills, yes. And now we start with the 3 waves. So now we need to pull attention from Ivy and Enchantress. And that's it. That's Doomsday. Getting counters. He's already pumped. Now I'm going to copy his buffs onto the team. And let's just keep going with the basic to keep getting more health. Now he has an HP bar equivalent to his gear 6, I believe, like if he was gear 8 or 9, just from the extra staminas. They are permanent, all the buffs are permanent on Doomsday. So if he uses his basic, he gets more and more health. The slots or the segments that form the HP bar don't get bigger, or you don't get more, but you actually have extra life. I believe each stamina up is like 3%. So each basic is 2 stamina up, and if he gets another reason to use Ivy with him, or Constantine and Ivy with him, is that both can proc and assist, and he gets, look, when you put taunt on him, there is a small chance that he will attack with Ivy and Constantine. And Constantine, if he has upgraded his taunt, he can call even 2 assists on different enemies. Alright. Now you are not seeing a lot of Doomsday here because I didn't actually upgrade his gear. So he is still way too slow and doesn't do enough damage, but he can become a monster very, very fast. And this is the strategy with this team. Just copy the buffs and get him pumped up. Like this. I'm gonna burn some turns and hope that he gets a counter. Like this. Well, that was a devastator. But this is one team, and that's one of the reasons I want to switch, because when you have different characters available, I just wanted to use a very low team, and I think I'm nearing boss node 4. Uh, my other teams are more likely to do this even faster, but I'm having a ton of fun. This is not a team I would usually use because really outside of Deadshot, this is not very PvP viable. I'm just gonna keep Doomsday overhealed. Yippee! Because we have no way with this setup to get around taunt, and we don't have any way of doing buff immunity or heal immunity, so this is not likely to work very well on PvP, but for PvE it's giving a lot of results. Gains all day, all the way, every day. Doomsday no longer has taunt, and I have no way of taunting. But I can keep healed. So far, pretty easy. It's working very well. And Doomsday is doing what he should be doing, which is taking damage and tanking everything. So I'm gonna be saving my strongest team until I actually fail to do one node, because I have more fun this way. I could be using here Superman, Constantine, who else? Supergirl, and I guess Power Girl, and it would be also very easy to do this. But I will be able to keep trying stuff. Now he has a permanent speed up. Let's see if I can copy that. And I made a mistake. But whatever. Overheal. And I'm going to finish this guy. I think they increased his Devastator damage. It didn't used to do that much. And that's the only thing that I don't like about Ivy, that you can control what buffs you actually copy. But it's alright. Like this. Yeah, I mean, so far, for a low team like mine, I'm doing pretty well. Let's keep the heat on Doomsday. Now, I have him at base counter, so that's like 30%. So he's not going to be countering a lot. But even at that low chance, he's still proccing several times. I believe this is pretty viable. Let's see where we are at. That's 1, 2, 3 nodes. This is going to be the fourth boss node, so one story and one boss node. And next boss node should already be Brainiac there. And we still haven't run into trouble. Everything is going peachy. This is a real fun team. Also, having Deadshot as the leader guarantees that my first attack is always going to be a critical. And it can be a critical heal too. You see? Everybody got critical heals that aren't bigger because my Enchantress is very, very low. I'm gonna be doing this. They are very well protected and I can keep copying buffs. I am not amazed, but this team works very, very well. I should keep working on this just for PvE missions. I might save this configuration for the Raven event next week. We get a 6-day heroic challenge for Raven shards. This should be doing it. That's 2 reds versus Raven. And we got counters and everything. Alright, so next node is the last node I'm going to be using this team. And I will upload the video and then I'm going to buy some energy to finish getting my legendary 1 Zod. Oh wow, it's a steel Zod, no Brainiac inside. You see, the only constant with this game is that nothing is constant. Yes, kneel before Zod. And they're nowhere to be seen. We are the backup. I saw someone complaining that the counter for Doomsday passive shouldn't be gated. Well, see, a single basic can proc his passive. So it's not impossible to do. And it's not that big of a hurdle. In fact, they maybe should up that gate to 8 buffs, not 6. And there you go, and now I'm getting even more buffs. And I'm getting stronger. Buffs for everybody. So what do I care if he gets hit. No problem at all. Oh wow. Well, anyway, everybody else is on as duty, and Doomsday is gonna crap on Zod. Like that. And we're done. First part of the event is done. And I'm going to take Zod to rank 3. And let's see what happens later. Well, stay tuned because this is going to be done on 2 or 3 videos, and then afterwards I'm going to be doing the low level, low rank one with my additional account for newbies. So far this event has been very fun. I really like this team for PvE. I'm going to be using it a lot more. So I'm pretty sure even at gear 10 this team is gonna be beasting everything except damage immunities with no way to purge. That's one weakness, and no buff and no heal immunity. Resort teams are also going to be very difficult, but once Doomsday is ramping up, he's a beast. Stay tuned because the next video is coming right up.